Welcome back. On the crime front, on Tuesday evening around 8:40 p.m., an off-duty police officer became a shooting victim at a beach off Eastern Road during an attempted armed robbery. Preliminary reports indicate that while seated in his vehicle, the officer was approached by two unknown gunmen armed with high-powered weapons with the intent to rob him. Upon exiting his vehicle, the victim attempted to disarm one of the men, which led to him being shot during that struggle. The culprits escaped the scene in a western direction towards Yamakor Road. The victim drove himself to the hospital for medical attention after receiving a gunshot wound to the left foot. Investigations are ongoing. Police have also filed a report of another armed robbery that occurred at a beach off the Eastern Road around 9:43 p.m., where the victim was robbed of his vehicle, a gold-colored Nissan Tida. The police are seeking two male suspects for questioning in that matter. The Ministry of Health and Wellness has brought in 18 nurses from Ghana in an attempt to address the nursing shortage in the Bahamas, but there are concerns about the nurses' ability to speak English. The concerns stem from the COVID-19 pandemic, when the Ministry of Health and Wellness recruited 42 nurses from Cuba to assist with the healthcare system back then. However, there were complaints regarding the language barrier that presented challenges between the Bahamian and Cuban nurses. Director of Nursing Jcn addresses this new concern.
That was a challenge when we brought the Cuban nurses out. But we don't really have there were three of the Cuban nurses that came back recently. They were three that worked with us when we had the issue with COVID, and those three are fluent in English, and there's no challenge with that grouping. So it was only when we had the big group we did find that was a challenge. But now it's okay with just the three that we have now, because we made sure that they were English speakers.
She asserts that the new group of nurses from Ghana all speak English fluently, so there should not be an issue with the language barrier. Scotiabank Bahamas has partnered with the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture to present the first People's Choice Junkanoo Practice Rush. It'll take place at the National Tree Lighting Ceremony with $75,000 in donations up for grabs. As the National Junkanoo Committee and representatives from the Division A groups, the Junkanoo A groups, they'll gather to celebrate the occasion, and Managing Director of Scotiabank, Roger Archer, spoke about the importance of Junkanoo culture.
As I shared with Minister Boldag and Mr. Pinder, when we started this discussion, it's my belief that the Bahamas has the largest number of musicians per capita in the world. And this is in large part because of the disciplines like Junkanoo and Rake and Scrape. Junkanoo provides an opportunity for our communities to come together in friendly rivalry, to develop and display musical skills, and to showcase excellent costumes and choreography. It's for these reasons and many more that we believe that Junkanoo is one of the premier expressions of Bahamian culture. It was therefore truly an honor to be invited by the National Junkanoo Committee, supported by the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, to come on board to support this year's celebrations.
Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Mario Boleg, expressed his delight with the upcoming festivities.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture has its annual Christmas tree lighting. Normally we have a lot of cultural activities that ends that in a spectacular way. But I am so happy, elated, very happy that we want the Bahamian people to come out, because we now have a blazing performance that will end our Christmas tree lighting. And that is thanks to Scotiabank for us putting on the first ever. Notice we say first.
Yes.
This is not the last.
Yes.
Scotiabank's People's Choice Practice Rush. Now we call it Practice Rush. Why? Bahamian public? Because we want to give you a tease of what's going to come Boxing Day and New Year's.
As this is the first Junkanoo Practice Rush, the minister and members of the Junkanoo Committee made it known that this will not be the last and just the first of many to come. And finally, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture Division will unveil the highly anticipated annual Christmas tree at the National Christmas Tree Lighting Ceremony. The event will take place once again tomorrow, Thursday, November 29th, beginning at 6:30 p.m. on Bay Street in Rawson Square under the theme Celebrating Ourselves, Continuing the Cultural Legacy. The public is invited to attend as there will be the highly anticipated first ever Junkanoo practice rush that we told you about, where the fans will be choosing the winner. The participating category groups, Category A groups, they will share thousands of dollars in cash prizes thanks to the sponsor, Scotiabank. First out the gate will be the Prodigal Sons, followed by One Family second. Roots will be third, Valley Boys fourth onto the parade route. Fifth will be Genesis, sixth, Music Makers, and seventh will be the Saxons, closing things down. And just a reminder, Bay Street between Parliament Street and East Street will be closed between 5 p.m. and 12 midnight for the rest of the week until Friday, December 1st. And that'll do it for your Jcn Evening News. Once again, I'm Jcn Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.